Engage! On screen. On screen. What the hell is going on?
Oh, I wasn't looking.
Engage!
It's all over you.
Yes, Ensign, it's all over me. I want all the power you can give me.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough! Any idea of what it is or where it came from?
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
This is no longer amusing.
They seem normal enough.
I shouldn't be so confident. Make it so. I would rather outthink them than outfight them. Engage! On screen. Let's investigate. Enlarge and identify. I shouldn't be so confident.
I am fully functional.
Sheer fucking hubris.
Engage.
I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I want all the power you can give me. Strange.
Slow to impulse speed.
Stay calm, everyone.
What the hell is going on? I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
Stay calm, everyone. Let's investigate. This is no longer amusing. Macro head. Stay calm, everyone.
Slow to impulse speed.
I would rather outthink them than outfight them. Engage.
Slow to impulse speed.
Strange.
Slow to impulse speed.
Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough!
They seem normal enough. I'm not sure I have a specific recommendation.
I'm Captain Picard. Engage! Move to intercept. I want all the power you can give me. Make it so.
In my opinion, sir, they're gibberish.
I want all the power you can give me.
I shouldn't be so confident.
Engage!
Hey, my name's Rachel Antral. I play Commander Non on Star Trek Discovery. Welcome to Timeline Talks.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live in Technicolor from the beautiful Hollywood Hills, California. The show where the total retail price of their advice is $0. This is Timeline Talks. Featuring guest stars. The fact of the matter is, oh my, it's stars and garters. Also featuring, more like command dips suck, look out, it's Automaton 2000. And now, there's no way he gets this intro right. Here's your host, Captain Idol.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Timelines Talks, the premium exclusive #1 show, exclusively, always, for Star Trek Timelines. I am your host, Captain Idol. I am joined, as always, by Automaton 2000, and Stars and Garters could not be with us this week due to illness, and we are joined, what he lacks in Stars' raw hair power, he makes up with pure Britishness. I'm joined here by LowCostMonkey is joining us as our guest for the week. Welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
We kill off one Brit, and I'm thinking, all right, finally the skills are going to be balanced. Nope, just slide another one right in there.
This is the European
always outnumbered.
Yes, thank you. Welcome to the show, and thank you for stepping in for us and joining us this week. We're going to have a lot to talk about this week. We're going to go over the event winners. Speaking of Monkey's own event history, we'll be spinning the wheel as usual, talking about a little bit of Prophet Kira, some LTOs, the objective events, Resistant Burnham, and Fencing Pickard, and all the event crew as well. Speaking of Fencing Pickard, before we go on, we may have a little video to share later of Auto's pulls at Fencing Pickard in the Tuesday pack. And chat, I would like you all to guess how...
Pull or pulls. We don't want to give it away. Could be 1, could be 100.
One and done? That's great entertainment, because we would do that. So
We've done far worse on this show.
That's true. So please, chat, please have a guess at how many pulls you think it took Auto to get Fencing Pickard, if he did at all. So we had Stars already with his pack for, his pulls for EV Suit Worf previously. We have something akin with Auto's pulls. So please have a guess in chat on how many pulls you think it took. But first of all, let us spin the wheel. So thank you to everyone that submitted show titles. We had a record number of show titles submitted in our Discord this week. It's absolutely fantastic. I actually ran out of letters. I think you
padded the numbers a little bit. But
No, not at all. No, we had a record turn. It had to actually create a new post to increase letters of the alphabet. It was fantastic. So thank you everyone submitted show titles. You are all now submitted on the wheel, which I am now going to spin, and whoever gets their number called will win a sub for the site. And let's spin it now. Drum roll, please. It is J. Cold. Or just Cold. Not J. Cold, that's the fleet. So congratulations. I think we're topping you up. I think we've already got you one last time, so we shall see. So, on to last week's event. So congratulations to the winner of last week's event, which was, when I find the post because I didn't write it down this time, SOS's very own Navark for winning. But you know what? That's not the most important thing. I think we have someone better right here. We have number 2 right here in the show, LowCostMonkey, straight there. How was that event for you? Because I believe, and I don't want to touch on a sore spot here, but I believe you were number 1 for quite some time.
A period of time, for sure, but that was exhausting. To say that, it was the first time I really tried to win an event, and I think sort of the advice that Stars and Otto had given past sort of put me off for quite a while. You got to basically say goodbye to your life while you try and win an event. But I looked at the winning score of the previous full galaxy, and I thought, well, if I can smash that, then I should be good. And I'm just going to dedicate my weekend to it. And it just happened that I had a weekend complete to myself. My daughter and my ex-wife had COVID, so I'm alone. They're fine. I don't give a crap. No,
you infected your own family just to be able to event on the weekend.
I was like, woohoo! So I thought, well, they're all right. Let's look at the bright side. And I could play a Star Trek game on my mobile phone for 4 days straight. And my word, by 24 hours in, I was ready to say this was I've bitten off more than I can chew.
This was a terrible mistake.
I don't know how you do it. I mean, I really don't know how you do it. I'm there tapping away, and I thought, well, if I go for a really big score, I should be able to be comfortably ahead by the last day. But Navark, they just wanted it more, I think. And I could see them, when they were tapping away and I'm tapping away, and you could see when they're online or, not online. And I think by like Sunday, I pretty much thought, this is lost. I'm not going to be able to catch up. And then I woke up like really early. I'm going to give this, I've wasted 3 days on this. I'm going to have to give it my all for the final day. So I woke up at 6 a.m. and I could see that Navark was still online and still tapping away. And I thought, well, I don't want them to know that I'm online, because then that will give them. I want them to stop. So I waited for Navark to stop, and then I just started tapping away. Then I sat there with an out-of-body experience, thinking, "This is what my life has come to." Trying to make these Bajoran rules over and over and over again, and then I'm checking to see if they're online, because I thought if I can catch up and surpass them, they won't be able to keep. I've got it winning that as long as I can kind of carry on. But sadly, they got wise to me and woke up just in time and managed to keep their lead. And absolutely brilliant job by them. So I can't fault them But yeah, that was a tough beat. I really wanted that achievement, that number 1 achievement.
Yeah, that's got to be the stinger, really, because you aim for number 1. If you've not hit it before, you just want that achievement gone, don't you?
That's it.
At least it's now hidden away, but
yeah. Well, and after that, I was like, that's my 3rd win, and yeah, wasn't that. Thanks, way to kick me when I'm down. But,
yeah, there's a sort of decorum there, isn't there? If you've won it a few times and you see someone, you at least say, "Have you won an event before?" All right, go on, you have it, because you look at you in the competition, you almost like double the score of number 3. So there's a certain, maybe there's a kind of a bit, but no, congratulations to you both. But good effort, definitely.
Yeah, well, we friended each other now on the thing, so next time I'm gonna check with them first. Are you gonna go for this one this week? You are. And I'm gonna.
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to get some sleep. The Tuesday yesterday was just great because it was just like, I don't have to play it. I don't have to tap. I can give my arm a rest. I can watch television. I can just,
Were you still in that mindset where you just I need to check my phone, or you need to I need to check the event score? Did you have that kind of PTSD of like, ugh?
Well, the dreams. You dream about it. You in the dreams. You're like, I've got to be tapping. I've got to be tapping. Always tapping. Always be tapping. But I'm definitely not going to be doing it again for a while. That's for sure. But,
what was the cron hit then? What did that cost you? Everything.
Well, it's hard to work out because I'd farmed. I've got like a spreadsheet with all the. I'm sure we all do. Those of us that were lacking in
civilized, intelligent people, of course.
Spread what?
So I'd farmed all the materials, and I'd made sure I had at least like 1,500 of them each. But of course, you don't know sort of ahead of time which ones are going to be the ones that are most prevalent in the event. And then so I think it was about 65,000 chronotons on top of the farming afterwards to get to sort of, I can't remember what I got, like 12 million or something, and then. Yeah, and then Navarre beat me by the last, by I think it was 700,000 in the end.
Yeah. Just looking at it now, it's 124 to 131, so yeah, it's about 700,000 or so, maybe a bit less, but yeah.
I was quite relieved actually, because I knew going into the event I wouldn't be able to make the last couple of hours. I had to be somewhere else, and I thought I should be fine. It's 96 hours worth of this, event. The last 2 hours aren't going to make any difference whatsoever. I had no idea it would be so close, sort of going.
What could you make in an hour on that? It's probably about 3. You even do about 350. You could hit thresholds, maybe.
Even a little more if you're really, going for it, and you have, no life whatsoever. You can really, really go.
You are speaking to the right audience, my friend.
So I was quite relieved that ultimately. They beat me by an amount that I wouldn't have been able to top anyway. So, awesome job by them. And also, I can't remember the fleet name of the 3rd and 4th spot as well.
God, the Gods of Time. No, is that the Gods of Time? The Guardians of
Death.
Gods of Death. That's the one, I think.
I think it's God of something.
I hope not. But and it's great getting all the messages as well. People sort of. Cheer you on and send you support messages of support, and
do you get those messages auto?
Yes, definitely.
Send them demotivational. I'm like, Monkey, you're a loser. You're never gonna make it.
What are you trying? It's like you ever seen Man vs. Food?
Oh, yes.
He's doing the.
That's the greatest show ever.
Stuff in his face. The
Eat that meat. Eat that meat.
Tap those buttons. So thank you, and Carp DM as well. Lots of people, who are sort of sending me loads of messages of support. So thank you very much. I won't be repeating that activity for some time to come. So.
That's exactly what someone would say if they're going to try next week, and they don't want anyone else to.
We will keep an eye on the leaderboards for you.
All right, I've got to ask you. One of the reasons I trying to push real far in the galaxy. There's this bug where. Once you've been crafting for a while, the animations start to slow down. There's a lot of input lag, and you have to exit out and then go back in. How many times did you have to do that? Like 1,000?
Oh, it must have been. You go so far, and then you start to see it slow down. And you go, well, I'll do the next one. I learned you don't have to exit completely out of the game. You just exit out of that screen, and then you have to go back into it. But I was trying to see if there was a pattern to it because it didn't seem to be consistent when that bug comes in. It just. Yeah. Sometimes it would be a while. Sometimes it come in really quickly. I was like, is it the number? Am I tapping too much? Is it? Am I tapping on the wrong area of the screen? But it's irritating, but it's not game breaking at least. So I keep seeing my accident. I like to have a bit of a tidy up before I came on, and then I went. So
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I didn't know whether to.
You should have done the other side just to
Yeah, I did that too. I thought I'm either gonna. I was like there for like 30 seconds. What do I do now? Do I do the whole lot, or do I just keep it?
Get the Thomas Riker adhesive sideways.
Yes, if you could just pull those both off, I'll be really impressed. We'll end the show right here.
I need that with my hairstyle. You see, I go to some barbers. Idol, so I just thought like if I without the beard, I'm like the oldest, ugliest, fattest baby that you've ever seen. So I need the beard just to.
Dude, this is great. Usually we rib each other, but Monkey's like ribbing himself for us. We don't have to do any of the work.
Over the wheels. No, congratulations to you for doing that and for getting a 5 of 5 Prophet Kira, who is small tidbit on her. She has now just recently changed traits. She's had a bit of a switch around. Otto, do you want to go over that very quickly?
Yeah, they removed the Federation and Starfleet traits, which of course she was not. Those aren't correct. They added Prophet, which only 2 crew in the game have, and Duelist, which is a little more interesting. So, in essence, if we run down the list, she is, and these are very incremental changes. She's ever that little bit worse on voyages because she doesn't have 2 antimatter seats. She only has 1. She's probably a little better for events because we're never getting a Federation or Starfleet event. We could get a Duelist at some point. A little bit better for collections, maybe that hits. And then in Gauntlet, which a lot of people are talking about, she's pretty much the same. She has the exact same number of 25% crit gauntlets as before. So overall, this is I would classify as maybe the tiniest bit of a buff, but more importantly, the traits are more correct to the show than they were before. So
yeah, very happy about that.
Someone's asking chat, what about her Starfleet uniform? As far as I know, it's still called her Starfleet uniform.
Yeah, I just built part of her recently today, and yeah, it is still Kira's Starfleet uniform. It's picky. We'd like that to be changed, but I would take the trait change over the name change, to be honest.
Still no cultural figure. Well, I think we'll cover that later as well.
Yeah, we will.
This cultural figure Meg is not doing so hot with that trait so far.
Have you, Monkey, have you leveled up your... Actually, what do you want me to call you? Because we were talking about this pre-show, and I was like, would you like to be called Mr. Monkey, or LC Monkey, or what name would you like?
Mr. Monkey's my father, no.
Monkey.
I've never been asked this question before, because normally, people call me by my name, or something worse. So I don't know. Monkey, I don't know.
Monkey.
Yeah, whatever scans.
How about LC? Yeah. Yo, LC.
Yo,
God. All right, Dad.
Monkey's good. Monkey fits.
All right, good. Monkey,
Stars
monkey
replacement? Is that
too
mean
Actually,
of me?
Can we just call you Stars so I don't get confused?
Hairless stars.
I can't handle a bearded person on the bottom panel without, getting confused. So, a few brief, quick updates before we get into the real meat of the show. We have a new hair flip option for those who are on Twitch watching this live. You can...
Stars, by the
way. So if you are watching live on Twitch, you can use your hair flips, which you accrue by watching the show, for various things. Skycap has just done, has redeemed a player at Fleet Shoutout for 250. Love to Stars, we miss you. That's really nice. We've got a new one for site advice. So if you'd like us to do a bit of live site on the site advice on the show, just saw that. Sorry. Yes, redeem some hair flips. You can get that. If those of you that I know are saving up for a Site Some Trek, carry on. But yeah, there's an option there for because we've been talking about how to do the whole site advice thing. Because we tried it through the Discord for a bit, but it's a bit of a time dependency thing. So we thought, off the cuff, we're here right now. Probably the easiest way, isn't it?
Yeah, I work. I spend too much time on this game, and then I sleep, and that's like my life now. So we're not going back to the old form of get the brain trust together and everyone together work on the side device thing. But this is just another avenue. If you want to turn in those hair flips instead, we can either have you on the show or you can submit your roster, and we'll talk about it on the show, and we'll try to keep it applicable to the widest possible audience. So maybe we can all learn something along the way.
bear in mind, this is the last proper Timelines talks till next year, would you believe? So next week we've got our Docember thing where we've got Marto on, me and Marto will be talking about all things Doc and probably a little bit of the game as well because we'll be there. And then after that it's the award show, and then we're having a break for Christmas. So, you've got some time to build them up and think about next year and see what the crew shapes up for the rest of this mega. Where are we? Okay, we've had a string of interesting limited time offers hit the game. Main one being the one that sort of threw everyone back and went, oh, why have they brought this one back, is the leap year dilithium offer. So for people that weren't here during the DB WRG transition, I think just before WRG sort of split off from DB and kept timelines, there was this offer which was 22,920 dilithium for the low price of, I think it was some regional things, but it was like £24 our way. So it was an insane sort of offer, but it was always sort of seen as like, oh, it's a leap year offer, this is kind of a one and done thing, we'll never see this deal again. And then randomly earlier in the week, or was it, what day is it? Yeah, earlier in the week, it just turned up.
Well, it was Thanksgiving in the U.S.
It was, yes.
So if I had to guess, that was the tie-in.
It was a very strange one. I have to ask chat, and also, do you want to do a poll for us? Chat, did you indulge in this deal? Was this a good enough metric? So I think people were saying this is the only one that's sort of similar is the monthly card deal. Mr. Monkey, Monkey, LC. How was this for you? I mean, I don't want to pry too much, please don't tell me. Like, what are your sort of spending habits for this kind of thing? Is this kind of in your range, or are you purely free to play?
No, I am a bit of a sucker, and I do spend, but I actually had been trying to not spend. Go a little while. I thought, I've got too much dilithium, and I'd hit the crew slot cap, and I didn't realise you couldn't really go beyond that. So I wasn't going to spend any more money. And then, holy moly, this thing came along, and I mean, I thought when this happened, whenever it was a couple of years ago, I assumed it was a mistake and someone had typed in the wrong number, but I was too good to pass up. So, they suckered me back in with their ravishing.
Polls up in chat, by the way, if you guys want to give a vote on there.
How about you guys?
Yes, I did.
We are extreme degenerates. Of course we bought it.
Yeah, and seeing what came up as well to use that dilithium on, was like, kind of had to, really, didn't you? But it was one of those ones I completely understand. Sort of like a lot of the VIP people or the free to play people watching this, kind of going, we try not to talk about deals too often, but there are the occasional ones that look up that we just kind of have to go, okay, maybe this might be one to talk about. But so chat as well, I'm seeing a few people definitely went in for it. A couple of people have said they wish they had, which is always a factor. But this one. There was also as well another elusive treasure, which is a little bit of a controversial one. I haven't got the image for it, unfortunately, but Horton, do you want to tell us about the elusive treasure? I think it was July 2021 offer.
Yeah. Ben, cover your ears. This won't be the most pleasant for you. Interesting, we had these sort of in succession. This great value offer, and then elusive treasures, which includes a lot of recent crew, including Reunion, Spock, and Kirk, and then a few days later, a number one Voyager in a Tuesday pack. So a lot of interesting big value offers in a row. The thing that that I'd like to bring up is for the Timelines Talks faithful. Last time we had WRG's Ben on the show, he answered some questions about that elusive treasures, Reunion, Spock, and Kirk offer, because people were upset. Why are you putting a fusion crew in there? We worked hard for his event. We spent dilithium to get the Kirk that you have to fuse to make this great gold crew. So the question was posed, and I'll be reading this verbatim. Is WRG aware that they broke their own precedent about Reunion, Spock, and Kirk in the fusion process by including them in elusive treasures? And Ben said, yes, we tried something. Players didn't like us, which made us not like it, so we're probably not going to do that again. So, 2 weeks after that, we had a Voyage exclusive and an offer, and now, a few months down the line, we had this same pack that caused a bit of drama with Reunion, Spock, and Kirk. So, I'm not putting this at Ben's feet. I mean, this is obviously a company decision, but it doesn't sit well with me personally, because you go out and say something in the community, no, we're not going to do it again. We understand you didn't like it. And then they go and do it again. Not the best. So there wasn't a backlash about it this time that there was the first time. So maybe they were banking on that and saying, oh, people will buy it anyway. They'll buy the dilithium offer. I don't know. So, it's not the end of the world, but it's one of those things that it just doesn't sit right with me. And it sit right with the people I've talked to too. So it would be nice if they would stick to the things that they say publicly about that. But overall, we've had, 3 elusive treasures in a row. We said last week, we kind of like that they're trying something new. They're running the gamut. They're discounting them, this and that. So overall, the theme is good, but that specific pack, I wasn't a fan of. So the third one in that offer was Fencing Pickard. Do we want to talk about him? Because I would like to gush about this crew, if I may. I think you're muted, Idle. Still muted. You're muted for me.
I muted my mic while I opened my beer. Yes, let's talk about Fencing Pickard. Hurrah, the time has come where Reunion Spock and Kirk failed to dethrone the king. This one has come and severely pushed him off the mat with his extraordinary duelist ability. Fencing Pickard Set Command Dip Voyage number 1. And it is a Picard variant. It is not some random one-scene wonder. It is actually a decent crew that people pull for, but he is in a Tuesday pack.
Before we jump into this, Ben said just now in chat he'd love to talk more about the situation next time he's on the show, which,
okay.
I mean, fair play to him. Like I said, I'm not trying to blame him or anyone specifically, but the situation and the way it transpired was unfortunate, so maybe we can hash it out in the future. I think I've said before, Ben's been very candid with us when he didn't need to be, personally and then on the stream as well. So, yeah, Fencing Pickard. How many of us here have him? Can we admit to whaling on this show? Is that allowed?
Okay,
I've tried, but
you tried. What was the cost?
Just two. I thought.
Just 2. Okay, that's not too bad. I've heard some horror stories. I'm not gonna say them out loud, but I've heard some horror stories, as you do, because kids don't do Tuesday packs. And
except that we're gonna do them.
Yeah, except we are, but fish. But
yes. For our podcast listeners, did you bite on the leap year dilithium offer? 60% say yes, 32% say no.
That's an interesting metric. Yeah, I think that's probably the ratio of our viewers that are free to play to paid. So yeah. But yes, anyway, Fencing Pickard. So we now have a new number 1 Voyager. But is this, because this is one of the elusive sort of, not elusive, that's a terrible word we should use right now, the horrible skill set of Command Dip Sec, or Set Command Dip in this circumstances, which is you can walk down the street and bump into any kind of Sec Dip Command crew. So like this is a very common skill set. However, it is the best one. So talk me through what you think the difference is here between going for something that's a common skill set to it actually being the number 1 Voyager, and why that matters.
Are you asking Mr. Monkey?
I'm asking anyone that wants to answer.
All right, so this is a Voyage card first and foremost. If you want to run down his other attributes, he has a couple 45% gauntlets, a lot of skill set competition, of course, but if a new player lucks into him in a 6-pack, you guys have won the lottery. You may as well retire now. But
just quit the game.
You could do a little bit,
You're done.
a little bit for you there. Obviously, Picard gets plenty of events, so you're going to use him in events. And then he's got a handful of traits: resourceful is already a collection, athlete, duelist, this and that. So he could definitely get some collections down the line. But yeah, number 1 Voyager by a good chunk. I think unboosted. Is it unboosted? The number 2, 3, and 4 Voyagers are all within 1 point of each other. Picard is like 60 points ahead. So it's a reasonable amount. And I think it's probably big with our clientele, if you can call them that, our viewers, that they're chasing these 12-hour voyages. And so if you want to hit 12 hours, what's the most likely skill combo that you can think? Probably Command Sec, Command Dip, Sec Dip, something like that, where you have a lot of common high-power options. And especially with Sahil joining the game as the number 3, now I guess 4 Voyager,
Yeah.
People who grab both of them just got a huge shot in the arm for their voyages in that skill combo.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at it like this way as well. This is a kind of a good week for doing this kind of offer because you look, like you say, you look at Sahil, same kind of skill set, or at least in a different order, but still incredibly powerful, and you're getting him for free. And a quick sight gets him up to that kind of voyage power you need in that metric. If you're feeling a little bit luxurious and you want to get the number one, you can, but you don't have to. You don't feel like you're missing out because you're getting Sahil. So this is kind of what I call it's a good balance between Tuesday pack being the luxury, not the I have to do this, like I'm missing out, because you're not. We've had a good string. Well, I say a good string. We've had a good string of Command Dipsec voyages come along lately, which is both a good and a bad thing. Because we've had what we've had. We've got a list of them.
Actually, I made a list before the show,
yes.
So let me grab it. As a giveaway crew, we just got Resistance Burnham 4 stars. The last 2 megas, Lieutenant Sahil, Luau Q, same skill set. In packs, in the last couple weeks, Fence and Pickard, Beowulf, EMH. And then 3 the last 4 event crew, Prophet Kira, Lenalis, Kimpek. So they, like, has there been a non-Command Dipsec crew? Maybe 1 or 2 recently, but it's been a lot of the same skill sets. So
this is kind of the one complaint I have about this is because we've got Command Dipsec coming out of our ears. I would love like a strong. Remember back when Medic Jet Rena was launched? Med-Eng, strong, powerful, useful everywhere. That was absolutely fantastic. It's like, great, this is not just a Med-Eng crew to fill my voyages, they're actually decent. I would love one of the top 10 of someone with a rarer skill set to actually have the same kind of power rather than the sort of the standard array of...
I owe Stars an apology because last week you said we're getting too many Command Dipsec. I said, no, they've done okay. And then in the last week we've gotten 3. Did they even release 3 crew in a week? So I'm not at the complaining point yet because there's been a lot of power options. There's been a lot of interesting trait options. And there's been a few main casts sprinkled in. So you are getting a broad range of usability there. But Mr. Monkey, I want to ask you, are voyages something that you are prioritizing on your roster? Is that the kind of crew you're going for? And what do you think about both Sahil and Fencing Pickard?
Absolutely is my priority. I'm not a fan of the gauntlet. So,
who is?
Yeah, absolutely going for voyages. And, it's what I've tried for Fencing Pickard. And I'm not done yet with trying. Going mad for Reunion, Kirk and Spark and Human Saru and Dexa and all those crew that really prop up your voyage, and I managed to get to 11 hours 47 minutes today. So courtesy of the data core voyage calculator, thank you very much again for that. That's an awesome tool. Voyage crew is definitely what I think I go for the most, because it's that part of the game that it doesn't really require much involvement from you other than picking that initial awesome set of crew and just reaping in the rewards. And for new players as well, it's a great way of quickly building up your crew roster, building up your chronotons. I think the only thing it doesn't pay out is merits, I think, and obviously quantum. But for me, it is a big priority. Can I interrupt you though and just, obviously I've been playing for years, and so I understand what all of these I understand what all of these things...
Asking for a friend, right.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jimmy Jojo Gibowitz, he's like, hey, Monkey, what do they all mean? And when I'm going on, I'll ask them, and they can explain what these different stats mean, how they're calculated, and for new players, they're coming into the show, they want to know what this...
Yeah. So this is where I unfurl my ream of spreadsheets and go, aha, let me take you through right from the start. No.
Hold on, a few housekeeping notes. First of all, Ben, if we haven't scared you off, I sense your hand at the spigot here. Did you order the minions to make another Picard the #1 Voyager, or is that a complete coincidence? And someone did highlight a message, which gives a better chance at getting this card, 10 pulls at a 650 or 1 pull at a 6500? I think they should be about equal, but you're probably going to get more chances at beholds and a little bit extra honor if you do the 650 at a time. That's what I've always...
I think if you're thinking of doing I hear some people say like you did, Monkey, like I said, I'm just going to do 2 packs, and I think if you want this crew, kind of go for broke because, and it's the same with any 6-pack goals, aside from don't do 6-packs, you need to kind of get your expectations that you might do that 10 pulls and get nothing, because a lot of people have. Like, you see a lot of early days, a lot of people are saying, I got him in 1 pull, because who doesn't brag? You get him in 1 pull, and everyone's posting it on the forums, everyone's posting it on the Discords and everywhere, and people think, oh, cool, I'll have a pull as well. You know, it's very much sort of that kind of behaviour you see in other games as well, but be prepared for disappointment if you don't get him in 10 packs, that's all I'll say.
I mean, prepared for disappointment is my motto.
Yeah. Back to your point, Monkey. You actually said to us before, you've had quite a few newer players come into the game, and I think that's sort of something, that's something good, like into your fleet.
Into our fleet, right? Yeah, we're a really lovely fleet. We're Vulcan action, and we're very sort of social, but we don't push for events. We care about dailies, but not too much, and it was nice to get. I think with me sort of raising the fleet rank at the last event, we got quite a few people join. We had like 5 spots open, and they sort of quickly got filled. But with relatively new players, and it was kind of really nice to sort of help explain the game to them, and they were sort of asking, how do I get a voice? How do I get a dilemma? Was some of the questions.
Really? Wow.
And that's really, it's great to sort of explain, how to, maximize your crew, how to earn chronotons, how to level up, how to, what's better, leveling up crew or duping the crew. So that's kind of it's nice. We're a sort of social fleet, and we don't care about events, but we do care about we care a bit about dailies. Not too much though. I think no one the difference between 700 ISM and 900 ISM. We don't care about that. So it's more of a casual laid back fleet, but we all get on really well, and we've been most of us
that's cool.
quite a few years, so we know each other quite well.
Sorry, Ben is telling me to change my glasses quite often. I think he's just discovered my hair flips.
There's a poll in chat as long as we're talking about Pickard. Did you have any luck with him in Pickard packs? Yeah. For podcast listeners, I pass this along from Chad. Ben does say, when designing Fencing Pickard, we wanted to make him a very strong Voyager. We wanted to fit him into an event, but we're not able to do so. We had to put him in a theme pack. Now, 15 minutes later, let's finally get to Mr. Monkey's questions here. The numbers you see on the screen, the name of Fencing Pickard is the name of the card. So it's a very interesting tie-in to the flavor of this.
I don't even see the numbers. I just see blonde.
I just live in the spreadsheet matrix. The event count is the number of bonuses the character and his traits would have gotten from the beginning of the show all the way till now. So it's not the count that he's actually been bonusing, but the count that he would have if you're around at the beginning of the game. It sort of gives you an idea of what kind of pace you can expect going forward.
So the higher the number, the more likely it is that you're going to get a bonus.
Essentially, yeah. Now, the Discovery Mega's kind of fudge thing, because they were coming fast and furious for a while, and then Ben's getting his payback. This is... He's like, you bastards gonna call me out? I'll show you.
How many hair flips have you got? I'm taking this reward out. Sorry, carry on.
I didn't even know he watched. How did you farm this many hair flips? Apparently he's watching every week. All right, so security rank, or it'll say whatever skill, med rank, whatever, that's just the base rank. So if you think of Captain Tribble and the Honor Hall, right now they are the command number 1 because they have the highest base in the game. So his sec rank doesn't look very good, but if you were to use him, say, in an event, he's going to get that 2x bonus. He would be plenty good for that. Voyager rank, obviously, that's the overall score. And so I think we're using with maximum boost, all the collection and stuff boosts considered, he's the top voyage score. And then, the sec command voy means and we got to cut that out. That's a whole other show we could do, but that's his voyage pair. Yeah. That's how much of the voyage score comes from just those 2 skills. So usually that's most useful if you think of the really tough voyage combos that are hard to stack, med command, med eng. If they have a good voyage pair there, maybe they're better at attacking that specific skill set for voyages. So, that's sort of the rundown of what's on screen.
Oh, thank you very much. Jimmy Jojo Jibowitz will be very grateful.
Jimmy Jojo Jibowitz. That's my father's name. If you'd like to know more, I think we'll do this at some point. I've been teasing the idea of doing a spreadsheet, a stream of going through like the numbers and get a bit in depth of how we calculate them as well. Sort of like you said about the voyage pairs, or how we go from, how we calculate that number and how it comes together. So it is based somewhat on usability. It is based completely on usability in game. I'm not going to say somewhat. Bloody hell! Son of a bitch. Oh, that's okay. Someone redeem him back. Jesus Christ. Yes, thank you, Ben, for trolling.
Wait, folks, don't listen to Ben. He's trying to dry us of our hair flips so they can release a new #1 hair flip Voyager. And then we're going to be all out of currency. So hold fast. Hold your hair
credits
flips.
all along. Okay, I think the time has come to show us Auto.
Well,
what
hold
happened
on.
with the... Oh.
I want to... That's fine. We'll do that, and then we'll do whatever else I wanted to do later.
Okay. So the following video is something me and Auto did yesterday with a few friends on Discord, where might have pulled a few packs. So enjoy this.
Choose your pay.
How many people said they got it first pack today? Like 3 or 4 we saw. I have a good feeling. I think he's coming. All right, boys, blowing my dice.
Blowing your what? Oh, your dice. Sorry.
You should have asked us before you pulled the first pack. Now the seed is set.
Does someone keep track of these, by the way?
That's 2.
Double Gorn.
Ooh. Jellicoe's a cultural figure. No, he's a Maverick. I'm sorry. Thinking of the lines.
He's something.
He's
something.
Diplo tactician.
And I won't airlock all my crew like Idle, because I care about the people watching. Oh, good. Triple
3,
Gorn.
4.
Good, because I already lost count. That's past what I can count to.
Better take off your socks, Chinos.
They're already off. 6-6.
You gotta shake it up.
Yeah. Go touch a Dreamwalk for Kote if you don't get him soon.
7.
The question is which one?
Which one does he touch?
You got a Karen.
Karen Archer, who is
Ooh,
not
Archer's event crew.
I want to see the manager, Archer. There's.
I saw gold and I was like, oh, there it is.
Rip.
Well, you're starting to do Paris now, aren't you? Yeah.
Was that 10?
That was 11.
11.
This is 12.
You're a saint, Eric. This is going to be the Stars and Garters EV Suit Wharf Redux. Oh, good. Third gold. That's not fancy.
You've knocked out all of the other ones, so now you only have Pickard left.
Go rub your back.
Process of elimination. Wow, that's a
there's
terrible
a pack.
dramatic pack.
Pale ales are on the left. I haven't really got many lagers.
Talking to your son? Guys, this is the 6-pack pain. I'm so numb to it at this point. All right, what am I at?
That's 17.
17.
17's not terrible.
No. If he drops, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
21.
Ooh.
Frozen to Pring. Why haven't I pulled her out yet?
I don't know.
Traits.
It's okay, you've got another 80 pulls yet.
Oh, please don't say that. I might actually hit it.
Maybe if you start humming the arena song, you'll get better.
Yeah, that might work. Well, then he's gonna...
Right, I'm taking a Picard over Chakotay here, so you know I'm serious.
Yeah.
I grow weary. There we go.
What am I at, Garrick?
24. I grow weary of the chase, Pickard. Come to me.
Time for a credit pull or something?
No, my credits are precious. I think Dill I can throw away at will.
Miracle.
You ever been in a Turkish prison?
You ever seen a grown man naked?
You're about to see a grown man cry.
Next one will be number 30.
And the anniversary Gorn.
31.
I just stopped getting golds completely now.
Yep.
Hey, there's another good Gorn pack. What am I at?
This is 35.
Alright, I have obliterated the record now. Yeah, I have my Picard.
This is going to be a fun show tomorrow if you don't get him. Ooh.
It's gotta be Bark. Oh, Janeway.
Oh,
no.
never take the star. That's...
We haven't had a non-slot 1 in a while. Ah.
Yep, there's my Jeds.
Sorry.
Just start rooting for Picard instead. I guess just start calling out increments of 10 packs, Garrick, if you don't mind.
You got it.
Maybe we'll bump it up to
This
50
is number
soon.
40.
Big says good luck.
Thanks, Pig.
Gotcha gold.
Don't do 6 packs, please.
Never do 6 packs.
Unless you're a trained professional.
I learned from watching you.
I've been fake smiling so long it hurts. Just give me my crew. Do I make you Gorny, baby? Yeah. Hey, my 5th gold from the pack. How about that?
I'm too nervous.
What are you nervous about?
I don't know.
Where's this? This is number 50.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
There's a high point.
more Rain Robinsons than Picards.
They're real.
And they're spectacular. Last slot. Please, God, no. Life is pain, Highness. Oh, there's my 4th Paris. Yeah. I was a very bad boy in a past life.
Past
So,
I'm a good boy.
yes, you are.
Okay, you can do another 47 pulls.
Yeah, please stop.
Sorry. I think you might have to do a 6-500.
I hate them though. I don't. Since we're recording at this point, maybe I will, just for the entertainment value.
Hey!
Thank fuck.
There he is.
Holy shit.
How many was that?
55.
50.
You can't drive. 55.
You're dismissing him?
You've got to dig him out now. I'm muted. There we have it. Yes. Who had 55 packs on their bingo ticket?
Were you clicking the right offer? Were you clicking on the right? Oh, jeez. You know that video needed background music. You know the Benny Hill theme. That
Yeah, we played the last one.
Actually, I'll give Idle credit. He pulled the background music from "We'll Always Have Paris," the episode that Fence and Picard comes from. So he's a attention to detail. Very good.
And I made sure that when you pull that Picard, you had that little theme of the Great Days of the Ron Jones soundtracks. Oh yes.
Did I have background? I could only see. I couldn't hear.
Okay, yeah. And for those that claimed, for whoever it was that claimed the whiteboard, I have a. You probably can't see it that well because of my Christmas lights, but it is on there.
I don't know if anyone remembers that scene from Better Call Saul where he records his own commercial and then he takes it to be like printed out. He's like the guy at the place said he'd never seen so many star wipes in one episode or in one clip before.
Star wipe all the time, baby. Come on, anything but star wipes. I literally we finished recording that at whatever time that was. It was about 9:30 at night, and I'm like, I don't want to play the full, because that was like a whole 20 minutes or so to do that whole thing. I was like, I really want to condense that down a bit. So I sat there and edited. I'm like, I'm not making any attention to detail apart from the music. I'm just gonna start wipe it. Fuck it. Okay.
Change glasses, Idle.
Oh, has it
You're
happened
going crazy
twice?
again.
So hang on, I've got a rotation going on now. Oh my god, everything's bright now.
All right, while you do that, I wanted to chat a little bit about Pickard versus Burnham. Inspired by when they announced Resistance Burnham as his giveaway crew. I checked in on the timeline subreddit, and there were a few comments that were, to the tune of, "Oh, great, another Burnham," blah blah blah. There have been threads before. There's been complaints before. Discord, Fleet, whatever. We get so many Burnhams. I'm so sick of it. This is the 10th Pickard in 2 years. 7 gold Picards in 2 years, 3 top 10 Voyagers. One was a mega recurring crew. This one is a #1 Voyager. So, has any crew ever, in a stretch, gotten as much love as Pickard is getting right now? I saw someone earlier in our show chat saying, okay, I could use a little bit of a break from Pickard right now. So, he's not really quite as controversial a figure, but we're getting an insane amount of Pickard love right now, and I could use a little bit of a break pump here. What do you guys think about that? And is this Burnham hate fueled by Discovery hate, or was she getting too much love, or what's going on here?
Just a quick aside. Thank you, Spocklet Chips, for subscribing. Thank you very much. Also, thank you to I forget who it was, Twitch with Jay, for subbing previously to the show as well. But thank you both. That's fantastic. But yes, please. What do you think, Mr. Monkey? Are you a Discovery hater, or do you think what is your, or do you like it, or how is your opinion fueled by this?
I'm indifferent. Generally. There are a lot of Burnhams, but she's the star of the show, so there's going to be, and you can never have too much Picard love. I mean, as
you just asked Beverly,
well, and Wesley, but
wait, what?
Mr. Crusher, what are you doing in such a filthy uniform?
You can never have too much Picard. Can you have too much Burnham?
Nah.
There's only been 3 series of Discovery, right? There's been 7 series, 4 movies, series of Picard with, the great Patrick Stewart in it. So, is it fair that there is as much Burnham as there is Picard? I don't care. No. I'll just buy the card and play the game.
So what characters do you look forward to? Or do you just play for the stats?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think whether I look forward for a particular character.
Okay.
I don't think
here's the question, the real question. What is your favourite Star Trek series? The basics. Come on. Where does your heart lie?
I mean, they all have their own strengths, but my personal preference is going to be DS9, just for that character-rich serialization that it really sort of delved into the universe into a greater detail than you sort of got with the sort of singular episodes. I was thinking the other day, I would love to see a scene in any particular Star Trek show where they just go to see a stand-up comedian for just 1 minute, and he's doing sort of observational comedy of life in the 24th century. It makes no sense.
There is one that's close, and that's a card we need, and that's the one where Datus goes to see Joe. Is it Pescopo?
Yeah,
and
he's doing
the whole comedy routine, and we do need Data at the Tux going.
That is it. Yeah.
That's a fusion
card.
Yeah,
that would be my preference for a card. Stand-up comic Data. I will go 40 packs for stand-up comic Data.
There it is.
He's got to have strong.
That's how you get one person's money, WRG. There you go. That's a marketing strategy.
They got enough of my money. They don't need any more of that. What about you? What was your favorite? In the game.
In the game, my favourite, gosh. I think I've got to go for a Killy. Killy is definitely my favourite card in the game. Discovery's not my favourite series, but I do love a Killy. I think I'm with you. I'm on the DS9 train. I love DS9. That is the pinnacle of it. It was so ahead of its time at the time. It's sort of serialized storytelling with sort of a darker side of the Federation. Yeah.
Yeah, they really have to sort of fight the production company.
Oh yeah, it was Stephen R. Burr, I think that's his name.
Yeah. Purple Beard.
Yeah, Purple Beard definitely was the guy that was like, no, we're making this a different Trek, despite what Rick Berman was saying. Was like, no, this, they made Voyager pretty much despite DS9, because they're like, right, we need to make a proper Star Trek, and whereas they're like, yeah, you do what you like with DS9, we'll fund you for 7 seasons. Like, there it is, His Worf, his token Worf. Have him and just be on your way.
I like Discovery. Discovery. It's different, and I think a lot of people, for them, it's not Star Trek. But you could say that DS9 isn't Star Trek to the original series.
The wonderful thing about Otto, you're gagging to say something. I can tell.
I think
I'm the new stars.
No, it's wonderful. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Idle, don't you have you keep track of cards coming from which series? And I think
I do,
DS9
yes.
and TNG are kind of a horse race right now.
Yeah, I'll bring something on screen.
They've both been pretty well represented thus far.
Fan for a minute while I work this out. I've got a list somewhere.
Podcast listeners, WRG Ben says they're still working on the Lower Decks license. Legal stuff takes time.
Any day now.
I'm glad I gave that a second chance. The first couple of episodes I watched, and I wasn't, I didn't know what it wanted to be. Did this want to be the Orville? What did it want to be? And you guys, I think particularly you, Idol, was so enthused by that show.
I freaking love that show.
Your passion of it made me give it a second go. And I'm so glad that I did. I love it now after sort of not really getting it. I think the first time.
Yeah, once you get the style of it, it's definitely you realise after a while that the guy that makes it, Mike Mahan, is just an absolute Star Trek.
It's clear.
Fan. There is bear in mind, every episode is a ton of in jokes, but he does keep the sort of formula there, despite some of the crudeness as well. It is, yeah.
The holodeck episode that's based on the movies.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I was crying with laughter. It's just brilliant, and the flares are fantastic.
Okay.
While we have your ear, Ben, is there any movement at all on Prodigy?
Oh yes.
Should we start working up the Timelines Talks originals fake crew for that, or should we not even get our hopes up?
Yeah, Prodigy would be interesting. I've watched all the 5 episodes that come out. There's not a new one until January, and I'm quite impressed, actually. On screen at the moment is the cards in Star Trek's Timeline series count, so each series that has the most values. This is up to Profiteer Vash, so it's not completely up to date, but it's mostly. But you can see, surprisingly, that Deep Space Nine actually has the most amount of cards in the game with 207. Disco is kind of halfway up, as you say. It's had 4 seasons as opposed to 7 from the others. Least represented. The movies, obviously the short treks, Picard is coming up, and there's TAS. TAS, I feel like by the end of this year will probably be above every other one because they seem to be releasing a TAS card every week, but there you are. But yeah, there's definitely a good breakdown. We need definitely a bit more Voyage love, a bit more movie love would be quite nice. I know there's not as much to pull from the movies, but Enterprise as well lags behind. I think there's still quite a room for Enterprise to have a few more characters.
Yeah, I've been we all do this, but I rewatched the first 2 and a bit seasons of Enterprise recently. 1, 2, and 4 seasons are almost better every time I rewatch them. I really enjoy it, and I think it's, at the time, Mr. Monkey, like you said, there's always a lot of people that say this is not Trek. Well, I hate to break it to you folks, but if it says Star Trek, it is Star Trek, and it's okay to not like it. The old Trek is not going anywhere, but it's all Trek. So I was sort of the opinion, this Ent stuff, I don't know if I'm really getting into it, but you go back later and I think it held up better than I thought back in the day. And so it's almost like watching fresh Trek if you're not the kind that sits there and rewatches it relentlessly.
I completely agree. I hadn't seen it in years. And I put it on to, background noise while tap, 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 tap at the weekend. And,
by the way, how many seasons did you get through during this galaxy?
Well, I got to the first 3 episodes, and then I realised this was too much Star Trek for one person to be. And I put something else on. I watched so many movies. But yeah, I was like, I don't remember this being as good as it is the second time round. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I think I'm gonna go back and rewatch it. I never saw the 4th series. I got to the end of series 3, and for whatever reason, sort of never got to finish it.
Enterprise season 4 is fantastic, so I would definitely give that another shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And like you say earlier, like Star Trek's entering sort of like a new territory now where there's so many different... It's not just... Obviously, TNG, DS9 and Voyager are all kind of the same vein. They're all set up around the same kind of, 60-minute show structure with like the sort of a little bit of serialization, but the kind of the episode of the week as per 90s television was. But now we're sort of in a new age where there's a lot more demographics. There's the crowd that likes Discovery may not be the same crowd that likes Strange New Worlds or that likes Prodigy or Lower Decks. They're appealing to a wider market. So like Otto says, you don't have to like every Trek now. I do, luckily. I haven't met a Trek I didn't like, but so win-win me. But some people say, "No, I don't like Discovery. It's not Trek." Well, no, it's just not Trek for you. Go watch something else. There may be Strange New Worlds coming out. That might be more your thing. Or I know a lot of people go, "I love Lower Decks, so I'm going to watch that instead." So How did we get onto this? We've tangent. Look at this. We're having a good natural tangent for a while.
Hey, Replacement Stars is living up to his name.
You're coming on more often. We should get you and Stars in a room and see where it really goes.
Give each one a Learpa and then play that. All right, let's circle back around because I swear we have notes, folks. Let's hit this big objective event thing because this is the flavor of the week/month.
So yes, we now have the second objective event, which is a slightly different format to the first one, where the first one was sort of you had to do this.
Damn it!
Then this.
Picard's long-standing hobby allows you to not only keep yourself in shape but also rest your soul. That's his flavor text. Yes, the flavor text. Damn it.
We'll get there. Sorry. Do you want to read Burnham's as well, or should we talk about her later? We'll talk about her later.
No, we'll cover her later.
Let's talk about objective events, yes. So the second one, slightly different format to the previous one, where with the previous one you had to complete each objective as they come. You can actually do these in any order you want. So there's ship battles, there's using a starship, there's leveling up Discovery crew. So it's all different sequentially. And to at the end of it, you can actually get 3 of 5 Burnham. And there is, at the moment, please go and check if you haven't already, a free Burnham to give away in the portal, completely free. So it's an interesting objective event because I've had a lot of people talking about the difference between people that have been playing this game a while and do the usual things and sort of have every ship and every crew and have tanked all their shuttles versus something Monkey you might come across, which is sort of your newer players who might not have all the ships or might have their shuttles at a different position looking at this. So
where the hell is Ben getting these hair flips
I don't know.
I only see him in chat every few weeks.
Please, guys, tell me how you approach this. I mean, you in chat as well. How are you approaching this objective event? How far through are you? That kind of thing.
By the way, I will throw for the podcast listeners. Did you try the Fence and Picard packs? 50% said yes, and I got him. 25% yes, but I didn't get him, and 25% were smart and said don't do 6-packs.
Wise.
All right, Why? Mr. Monkey, talk to me about this objective event.
Well, I like that they're not sequential. Yeah, which I feel bad because I kind of did like the sequential previously because it gave you that sense of progression. But I think the 36-hour time period I didn't like because with a 36-hour time period you're disadvantaging some part of the world. Depending on the time the event starts, you're either going to get 2 days and a night's sleep, or you're going to get 1 day and 2 nights sleep. So your 48 hours, it makes it fair for everyone. Gets. I wasn't able to finish the objective event last time. I was just short on the gauntlets. I think was the last one. This one I like. I like that it's specific as well. I like that it's not just do 20 missions, do this, do that. It's like no, using this ship, go and do these battles. Load up, rank up Discovery crew. I like that specificity, if I can say that word after so many beers. But it's different and it's good, and for me it's injecting a bit of freshness to the game, and it's also relaxed as well. With that long time period, I'm not going to tapping constantly, sending my Federation shuttles. It's a fair point though. People with only 2 shuttles, I guess will be affected. But I think with this time period, I think everyone should be able to.
Just a note on the time period. The previous, which I didn't realise till the middle of the day today because I wasn't really paying attention, but is not 48 hours. You've actually got a month. There is like 28 days.
29 days.
29 days, to actually complete this. So loads of time. Don't do what I did this morning. Went, I've got to send out all my shuttles and shit now, and just do like most of it in the morning, and just went, oh yeah, I've got time. I can chill.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, tanking shuttles is something I've yet to do. It feels like a lot of effort, but it does feel like something probably is beneficial to do. Hopefully,
so let me relay this from Shan, the forum moderator / player outreach. I'll read this quote.
Patience.
Some objective events will have objectives with prerequisites, meaning some objectives will be locked until the other objectives are complete. This will, however, not always be the case for all kinds of objective events. I'm going to say this word a billion times. This specific month-long objective event has no prerequisites. It was intended that way. Future objective events will see variable setups with or without prerequisites or a mix of both. So in the beta we had sequential. This one you could do all of them at once. So it looks like moving forward we're going to have all sorts of different, which the variety is welcome because if they're always all the same one way or the other, that could get stale.
It's interesting. I like that there is a little bit of variety. It may not be what sort of some of the long-term players were asking for a new feature and new ways of using crew, but it is something different. I understand there's a few players that are sort of looking at it and kind of going, something else to do in the week where they're kind of exhausted, or like yourself, Monkey, you're probably exhausted from the event. Or other players that have spent, especially at the start of a mega when people are sort of like gone for Racquetball O'Brien, then Prophet Kira, and you're kind of thinking, I just want a little bit of break away from this game. I just want to do my dailies and go about my usual day. So I can kind of see people that approach it like that. But again, it is good that there is something else in this midweek.
Sure. And I think that's the sweet spot, is finding something that doesn't require you to be so engaged. Sending shuttles is okay. Every 3 hours, I'll send a few shuttles, and you can kind of starship battles. If you've got warp 10, great. If not, it's still not a major hardship. So I like it. I think it's a casual enough that it's not overbearing, and it's interesting enough that it's engaging. For me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
chat. Let us know what you think about this change in the objective event, because it'd be interesting to see what they could do to change and mix it up. Because obviously this has replaced the temporary achievements. This is kind of, the way I look at it was like, okay, this is temporary achievements with a new skin and a few new different objectives, essentially. But it would be interesting to see what else they can. Because when they did the first one, it was fairly standard. It was sort of do X amount of these missions, do X amount of these missions. Whereas this one's a bit different. It's twisted up saying use Discovery for ship, or only level up Discovery crew, or fuse Burnham this many times. And that's a little interesting twist. I wasn't quite expecting into the usual sort of formula. So I'm wondering how much extra they're going to twist it into the game.
So for folks worried about not being able to complete it in time, I did the very quick napkin math earlier because we were talking about it. If you subtract the 6 days that will be faction event days during this month, and with the remaining days, you only have to run 8.7 Federation shuttles per day to reach it by the end of the month, reach that 200 mark. So even people with only 2 shuttle bays could still do that in a day if they run 9 shuttles. I mean, that's sort of 4 waves at that point, but you'd be under the gun there. If you have 4 shuttles, it's much easier. You really only have to do about 2 waves per day. So plus the fact that it's not sequential, you can do the other stuff in order. One thing that I want to talk about was the rewards, because the first ones are chronotons, the beta chronoton, shuttle boosts, etc. This one, like one of the rewards are 8 copies of a 1-star common command badge. Like they basically took all of her equipment, chopped it up, and put it in the rewards, so you'd have a much easier time equipping her.
Which is interesting.
And
yeah,
it reminds me of this incredibly annoying habit my father has, where when we would order pizza, and we're down to 1 piece left, he would go there and he would cut the piece in half, but not like in half. It would be like on an angle. So you'd have like 3/5 of pizza left. And he'd go there and he'd sit down and eat it. And then he'd stand back up, he'd go back to the pizza and he'd cut that piece in half again. And he'd eat that, and then he'd come back and cut like a corner off the other one. So by the end, it was like unrecognizable mangled pizza. And this sort of reminds me of like they took her whole item build and cut off little pieces like, does anyone need 8 command badges at once? So the rewards, I don't think were as Now, obviously they're giving you also a 4 or 5 gold, which is the big prize here. But the rewards for each incremental objective are like, oh, good, I got 8 command badges. Like, that wasn't really doing it for me. What do you guys think about the rewards?
I was kind of... It made me strategize it a bit, because I was looking at the reward structure first off, and I was thinking, right, I don't want to level up Burnham until I've got these extra other rewards, because I want to make the badges that I get as efficient as possible when I'm building her as part. So I was like, right, I need to do this stage first. So I like that they put the more difficult parts of her build into the rewards, especially for a gold crew. Putting the gold's 5-star uniform and 5-star unique item, which every crew has, in the reward, in that is actually better than an event. Because you don't usually get both of those, so I kind of like that. Just an aside, two little sort of side questions. Plain Simple Garrick highlighted a message said, now that we have Kempek, we need K-List. We will get to that. WRG Benz said, we announced previously that throughout development we discovered more potential and had to delay the first objective by a while. Well, the tech of do X under X circumstance is that new feature we wanted to add. So happy you're enjoying them with the extra time we spend. Yeah, I think, definitely.
I want to say, it was definitely, like, it jumped out at me that they're asking you to run ship battles with a discovery. Now, that counted for arena battles. That counted for doing a ship battle manually, and also if you switch to that ship through the shipyard, you can also warp 10 and get credit for 10 battles at a time. So, that just jumped out at me. I'm like, did they always have the tech for that? They must have developed it just for the objective event. And like Mr. Monkey said, and it helps with the theming, because this is not a traditional event in that you're not going to get the event text written out and have a whole storyline to go with it. They basically have a little splash screen image in the event hub, and the rest of the flavor you're getting from the actions that you're performing rather than the story being read to you. So I think it's important and it's interesting that they're able to work in that tech to allow you to do different stuff. I mean, some people are like, okay, they're just more dailies. Well, kind of, yeah, but it's a lot more flavor to your dailies, and if they can iterate on stuff like that and maybe run an away mission with X crew and some of the stuff we talked about in the past, that would be cool.
What if they got rid of dailies and just ran objective events with accolades in them, and you got 5 of 5 golds every time? Just saying. Yeah.
People don't like change.
This is true. This is very true. Shall we have a chat about the lady herself, who you can win 4 or 5 copies of with enough due diligence, and that is indeed... there she is. Resistance Burnham. Command Dip Sexo saying kind of skill structure is fencing Pickard slightly less void rank. Void rank 140. Not the most powerful Burnham out there, not the best crew out there. Has a few sort of few bonuses to her, a few reasons. Part of the original Thinking collection is a Burnham, so events are always a thing there.
Captain Burnham is always trying to come to a peaceful agreement, but sometimes you have to act differently.
Is that the tagline for Die Hard? Because this was her Die Hard scene.
More
if I'd
than
have
one
read that on the
person
movie
called her
script, I'd been like, this is the most
Yippee-ki-yay
boring.
Burnham.
Yeah, if I would have read that on the movie script, I'd been like, this is the most boring film ever. It's like, sometimes you gotta be... Like, can you read that in your best movie... like, in a world. Can you read that in your best movie?
In a world.
Yeah.
Captain Burnham. No, I can't do it now. I can do pre-records. I can't do it on the spot. I have to destroy my voice for that. Hold on. Where's the episode recap? Sting, hit that if you want the.
I'll do it. I need to find the thing. So chat, let me know what you think of this Burnham. Is she kind of like, bearing in mind this is kind of the first objective event for a gold crew, but this is she sits among those other sort of temporary achievement crew such as Luau Paris, Adira Tile. This is kind of not quite up there. Obviously we don't expect amazing crew every time, but what do you think of getting her? Is it going to be good for your roster? Mr. Monkey, how is Resistance Burnham going to fit in your wonderful roster? I think you are muted.
I answer that question. It's fine, actually. She'll sit alongside all the other Burnhams. I'm trying to decide if I like this art.
It's a weird one.
I don't know if I like the shadow. It kind of reminds me of like a figurine.
You're critiquing art. You're a regular on the show already. I love it.
Welcome aboard.
I do. I do like it though. The seriousness in the face.
I've seen a lot of people freaked out that she's not wearing her boots. This is like the anti-Quentin Tarantino thread. Yeah, she's got bare feet, which is such a strange criticism.
But she had bare feet in it.
She did, yes. For the people that don't realise, when she blew someone out of the airlock, they grabbed her feet and took her boots out with her. This is sort of, can't remember if it's the last episode or the second to last episode. This is where she's kind of doing her Die Hard section around Discovery once Osara. Spoilers, by the way, for season 3 of Discovery. But when Osara took over the ship and she was kind of doing her John McClane impression around the ship, it was quite a good little sequence. But
spoiler after the spoiler.
Yeah.
And then she found out her father was Darth Vader.
I knew it.
No. It is a good episode where they shoot out the glass and he has to run barefoot. And I know that is Die Hard. It is a good episode. Oh, I like the art. I think. She's gonna do well.
Yeah, the expression, like you say, the expression is quite strange. She's sort of looking at the screen.
She's
almost
near tears, so that's how you know it's a Burnham variant.
Yeah,
but
it's a look of concern.
Yeah, it's a look of almost. Yeah, I don't know. Strange.
This is not a good card by the numbers.
No.
And it's kind of worse that I already listed out the names. We've had a flood of Command Obsec lately. This is also during Omega where we had Prophet Kira, we had Lieutenant Sahil, Lee Nullis a few weeks ago. So
I picked the wrong month to quit doing Command Obsec crew.
Dude, that Command Obsec intro that we do for the show, just put it for all three of us.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to use Burnham for Burnham events, and she has a collection. Who doesn't these days? But she doesn't really offer anything unique. But on the other hand, you're getting 4 copies for a giveaway, so free game, no bitching. Like, you can't complain about it. But
my thing, I'm not unhappy with this anyway. Like, because she's the crew that will have that, among the hundreds of goals that I have, because I'm that player. But she's the crew that I don't feel bad about taking at this skill level, because it's a Burnham, and there will always be Burnham events. There will be uses for Discovery crew at any situation. Even her trait set, although she is missing. What is it? Something other Burnhams have. You reminded me earlier of that auto.
Astrophysicist.
Astrophysicist, that's the one.
Yeah, all the other Burnhams, including Mirror Burnham, which is kind of weird. Like Mirror, there are a few others that are doing nothing sciencey, but they have Astrophysicist, which makes me think it's one of those character-wide traits like musician, Picards, etc. The only 2 that don't have it are actually the last 2 Burnhams, or at least Captain Burnham in this one. So I'm thinking it's maybe an oversight, but we'll see. Xenoanthropology is kind of a niche trait. We were talking about that. I did a rewatch of Who Watches the Watchers recently, where we have Mintak and Troy and Riker, and their whole thing is it's the pre-insurrection duck blind, where they go down and spy on the local population, and so those 2 don't have the trait. And I'm sure there's always crew who could use more traits, but I find that kind of an interesting trait, because when you think about that trait, it's like Burnham and not too many others. So maybe it's a collection someday. Soji Asha, Grecian, Carolyn Palamas. There's a few crew with it. So it's quite niche, but it's a cool trait. I hope it becomes something one day.
Xenoanthropology collection, you say? Okay. Let's go to the meat of this week's episode. A long fan-requested character has entered the game. And can you guess the skill set that he has? Chancellor, sorry, not Chancellor, just Kempek.
I thought you were talking about Patar.
Yeah. Yes,
the
fan
prestige.
Requested. Yes, the 2-second wonder. No, Kempek, Chancellor of the Klingon Empire in the early TNG series, Command Sec Dip of 2 collections, has joined the game. I am kind of disappointed that he is not Chancellor Kempek. We have Chancellor Garon, Chancellor Gorkon, Chancellor Martok. We do not. This is not. He
Chancellor
is
L'Rell.
Chancellor L'Rell. He is just Kempek. He should be. He's wearing the regalia. He is Chancellor Kempek. He should be.
This is not a slight against our handsome and esteemed guest, but I have the art up next to the Discord window, and I'm seeing a lot of Kempek in Monkey and vice versa. I think it's the regal, austere nature,
Get a sash and the ridges and the hair. Yeah, I can see it now. It's a cosplay dream.
Can you blow up his?
But I don't think it's quite that.
Can you blow up his art on screen for us?
Bear with me. I need to find it.
This is a tale of 2 cities for me, because he is orange, and like in the crew avatar images and stuff, his head is bigger than all the other crew. That being said, the detailing is fantastic. The metals, the jacket, the shading,
Right, hang on.
Even like the ruffles in his cloak, it's like it's really well done. So I think we're sort of past that run of malaria orange yellow crew we've had.
He's still a little bit there. A little bit of the
He is a
orange
little bit
tinge.
there, but I think we can forgive it because all the the detailing is like really intricate and fantastic. So I quite like this art.
That's really good.
It's a good way to get Kempek. Unfortunately, he is not going to stand... Unless you're needing Klingons and veterans, which most Klingons are veterans, it's a very common sort of trait pairing. I don't think he's going to do a lot for you in the event. So a lot of people saying, so should I run for Kempek? Unless you really love the character, I'm not entirely sure you should. Mr. Monkey, are you planning to do another event run and get yourself a 5/5 Kempek?
No, this week. Not for a while. I'll get them in packs in the future, maybe, or a Voyage one. Well, no, not a Voyage.
Actually, I didn't look because crew like Chancellor Lorel, crew like Chancellor Lorel and I believe Chancellor Garon are kind of irretrievable. 100%. Kempek, if he enters into the portal, does he have anything to differentiate himself?
Yeah, he has one, I think. Veteran brutal something. I checked earlier today, so he has it, but it's close because all those chancellors have like 3 or 4 trade overlaps, and they are all command sec. It's habit at this point, so it's going to be hard to retrieve him. I think he has 1 or 2 combos. Kempek was the Klingon Chancellor, ready for anything to keep peace in the Klingon Empire. We have to do another episode recap. I'm itching to do a Klingon.
It's such a good episode.
KO, fire streaks the heavens. We got to get back to some Klingon recaps.
If they do Birthright, if they do any characters from Birthright, then yes, we 100% will. Sins of the Father is a great episode. It's the proper first Klingon political episode, isn't it? And I love those episodes where they sort of delve into like the actual how the High Council works and sort of the machinations of how the actual politicians do their honor, how they deal with honor and things like that. I love that. I think it's brilliant.
Is that the one with the badass Picard line?
Oh yes.
You may test that assumption at your convenience.
AKA fuck around and find out. Yeah.
We actually did recap this last week. Why did we recap it? I guess because I'd watched it recently. Yeah, we talked a little bit about it.
Well, Sins of the Father.
So, yeah, I think we did.
Oh my God, I got a mind blank.
I don't know. Maybe I talked to myself at some point. But I remember you and Stars talking about it at some point. All right, if I can derail back somehow on topic, we now have 6 crew revealed in this cultural figure mega. The only one of the 6 who was given the cultural figure trait is the one who had 30 seconds of screen time, was never mentioned before the episode or after the episode, has no culture to speak of because they're long dead and no one knows anything about them. They don't know her name or anything. That's the culture figure.
Hang on, are you telling me...
But the Klingon Chancellor, the literal god Kira Prophet Kira, none of these are culture figures. So we only have one of the 6.
Are you telling me we have a mega themed around a trait that none of the crew have that trait for? That's never happened before, has it? But yes, no, I agree. Kempek should be a cultural figure. He was literally making precedent for Klingon lore. Sorry, go
on. He's a cultural because he's the leader of the population. Is that why? But is that the definition of cultural leader? I mean, I
think culture figure. I would describe it as someone who is famous within their culture and very typical in their culture, well known by the culture. The case made for Lee Nollis was the stories, whether they were true or not, the stories of his heroism spread throughout the camps to the point that so many people on the planet they all crowded to see him return home because his stories were so well known. And with the way the Klingon oral tradition is passed down, I mean, you got to imagine that the longest serving chancellor
is a badass.
So can I just list off some other cultural figures in the game just to sort of see how they compare? We've got Kukulkan, we have Henry Starling, we have Wyatt Earp. That one maybe I'll give. Suspiria is a cultural figure. Of what culture? I don't know. Possibly the Okumba. Who knows? We have Scrooge Data. We have Flotter.
Trevis and Flot.
Trevor's and Flotter. We've got, hang on, I'm just sort of scrolling through this list and sort of seeing any. We've got Solar Sail Cisco, maybe. Okay, I can see that one. You know, there are plenty of people here where they're kind of very Lucian, yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe we'll get Torchbearer Rajak is a cultural figure.
I can see that.
Maybe. Excuse me.
Well, if we're talking about famous Klingons, surely Kim Peck had a little more cred than Rajak.
I can.
The difference between, a politician and a cultural.
The difference is,
okay. So you two are Brits, but for our American viewers, how many of you know the name Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
Oh,
He's the only president who had more than 2 terms. He was in office during World War II. So, anyone from the U.S. and a lot of people outside of it know that name instantly. Now, so if you think if he was the longest reigning Klingon Chancellor in history, probably everyone has heard about him in their lifetime, at least among Klingons, which is sort of the definition of cultural figure. And see, I think part of the reason we're picking at this is because they included these crew in a cultural figure mega. So you would think there's some significance to their addition, right? They fit the theme. Well, then why don't they fit the trait? I don't know.
You might be right. It might be a different. Okay, where your leaders are quite.
How do you define that then?
We have maybe not sort of statesman-like leaders, cultural figures. Or even adults, but
yes.
Okay. In Henry Starling's defense, would you say right now that Jeff Bezos is a cultural figure?
Unfortunately, so. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a positive cultural.
Yeah, that's very true. I suppose it doesn't have to be in the positive connotation. So, yeah, there is that. Also, go on.
Oh no, I'm agreeing.
You were biting on something there, Otto. Go on.
Me? No.
Oh, okay.
I'm always ready to complain about something, so just move on without me.
Okay.
I'm old man shouts at clouds. That's my role on the show.
The purple crew.
All right, hold on. As long as he's going to be here teasing. Ben says, I heard there's a new collection coming out this month. Well, Ben.
You heard?
Yeah, since you heard around the office, you want to drop a hint or two?
Yeah, come on.
Is it Schmorg, Schmeem, Schmevin? Is that the hint?
Schmomantic.
Does it rhyme with Schmino anthropology?
We have Admiral Patar as the super rare crew you can get. And for those that don't know Admiral Patar, I don't blame you.
Just Patar.
Patar, sorry. Again, not Chancellor Kempek. Not Admiral Patar. Just Patar. Plain, simple Patar. Is the super rare crew you can get. So people that don't remember, she had very brief appearances in Disco Season 2. Oh, hang on, we've got some... Ben's just put it. Shushin Shashoyoshon. What? Did your cat jump on the keyboard?
Shushin Hashioshon.
Is this Japanese?
Musician, communicator. I see a few guesses.
Anyway,
is it the hidden organic trait? Is that the next collection?
Fantastic. 1,100
tier.
Oh dear. Okay, yeah, so Patar...
Patar believed that turning control over decision-making to artificial intelligence would help avoid threats in the future.
And she would. So, yes, Commander Sinclair raises a good point. Is she the real Patar or a hologram? I'm going to guess it's the real one because it doesn't have the hologram trait.
Okay, so she's missing telepath if she's real. All Vulcans are telepaths, mostly. If she's the Discovery spoilers, if she's the other one, then she's missing controller hologram. Now she does the hidden trait organic, which makes me think it's the real one. So
should have telepath then. So if the real Admiral Patar, or just Patar in this case, should be Admiral. Just should be Admiral. Is a Vulcan. So hurrah for those that want a Vulcan for the Vulcan collection. There it is. And is Dip Command with a little bit of engineering. For super rares, I don't know how to judge super rares anymore. Stars is good at this. What do you think, Monkey, for this crew? What's your channel the power of stars and give us your best super rare diagnosis?
Oh, you caught me. I have no idea. I'm more of a casual player than stars, I think. But what's she looking at?
That's very true.
She's fists are clenched. She's ready for action.
She's pretty pissed.
She's a classic Admiral because she basically, I don't know if you're current with Discovery, she basically badgers Pike into selling out Burnham at the time, something like that. So she doesn't have a lot of screen time, but maybe that's why she's a super rare. I don't know. She is a good Voyager, good voyage stats, and I think a top 10 base as well. So this being a Galaxy. This will be full Galaxy coming up.
Yeah.
Or is it the hybrid? Either way, you're going to get 4 copies.
Yeah.
So that's the perfect place to debut a good Voyage and shuttle crew for new players because they can get all 4 stars. If any of Mr. Monkey's fleet mates are watching, you'll definitely want to pick up Patar and plug her in on your roster. She'll do pretty well for you.
Well, there we go. Who else are we going to talk about this week? Where are we? Are we running to the end? Shall we do some beholds? I think that sounds like a nice, natural... Yeah? No? Anyone?
I wish you guys could see this. So we have show notes, a shared document for show notes.
It confused me because I just looked around and went, cut the pizza? What?
Yeah. What's that?
And every week, Idle, his cursor mouses over and he starts typing or doing commands for the show or whatever. And you look over and it says Admiral Patar 717193. He just writes random stuff in the show notes while we're doing it.
It's to do with my stream deck. Whenever I flip between different crew on here, it's doing a keyboard command. So, so that's just what it's what it's emulating. Let's do some beholder meters to finish off the show and spin it up. Let's go, Monkey. Can you give me your best tricorder impression, please?
Oh God! I'm not.
Perfect. Yeah, that's that. Okay.
Play that.
That's better than Big McLarge, who just sounded like he was kicking his dog. That was bad.
Okay, 0 stars on Kaldos 4 Crusher, 3 stars on Archer and Porthos, 0 stars on Dr. Chaotica. Do you take the star, or do you
By the way,
invest?
I have 3/4 of a beer left, so we better be doing a lot of beholder meter.
Okay, maybe I'll go get another one. Yeah, we can do a few. A lot of people are saying it's the GFC. I'm not going to pronounce the acronym. I think most people can guess it.
Shashushin. Shashushin. Shashushin.
Shashushin.
Is that 2 words? Shashushin?
I don't know.
Shashushin? I gotta figure that. So someone copy that into our Timelines Talks Discord and have the experts decode that, please.
Yes. I think it's the most complicated cipher he's done yet.
Chat says Crusher, and Archer, and Take a Star.
Interesting. I'm trolling. I bet you are. Got any hair flips left?
Yeah, we'll see.
I think it's an Archer. Honestly,
I think for pure usage, it's going to be Bev. She's better Voyager, better base. Now, obviously, you're a few stars behind at this point, so. What are the odds that they do some type of vanity collection of characters with pets?
Oh, they've got to.
So
There's quite a few now.
Gary Seven and his cat, Archer and Porthos.
Booker and Grudge.
Spock
and Kirk.
Fan fiction vanity collection.
Yes, can we get a Slash collection? That'd be great. Dear Sisters. All right.
This would be tough. I always like to take the best statistical card, unless there's something compelling. So I'd probably start my first star on Bev, but I could see how someone would want to avoid that.
What about Chaotica? He does have arena ability, does he not? I believe he's a boom.
Good collection.
I think he's a 12 seconds. Yeah, he.
Okay.
Well, let me see. Is he costumed as well? Vamp, damn it, Vamp.
No.
If I could spell Chaotica, that'd be great. Yeah, he's only in the Vanity collection right now, but villain, hologram, scoundrel, brutal,
It's a lot of
shmeshmushman, shmeshmushman. So any of those could hit 4 collections, I guess.
Is there not a Chaotica collection?
There is, yes.
You got a Bride of Chaotica.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it's called, sorry.
Yeah, no
You're
stats
not
in
getting
that.
those beefy, juicy stat boosters, so it's sort of an
Therefore,
optional
it is
thing, I guess.
insignificant.
But he's the best character of those 3.
Yes.
So if you were going for...
Well, Porthos is up there.
It depends how much you like Sub Rosa.
No, I mean, nobody likes Sabrosa. I mean,
I think it's going to be like the Star Wars prequels. People will love it eventually just because of how much it's memed.
If we were traiting episodes, Sub Rosa would have the cultural figure trait because everyone knows about it. Cultural figure, romantic.
Oh, can we do that?
We'll do that at a later date.
Scoundrel.
All right, spin it again. I want to hear another tricorder.
Please. Well, I blow my nose. That tricorder needs fixing. Okay. Oh, this is a tough one. 3 stars on Warship EMA, 0 stars on Assimilated Janeway, or 0 stars on Adam. Ooh. I mean, why are you not taking Adam? I don't know.
Going into Eden, yay, brother. Going into Eden.
Another weird episode.
That's a great episode.
Well, a weird song. In fact, I'm going to have to go and find that song on YouTube again. And
I mean,
I'll paste a link to it in the chat.
You're right. It is a terrible episode, but it's so bad it flips back around to humorous, I think.
Herbert. Okay, let's spin it
yes,
again.
Adam is a musician.
Okay, we're going, and... Okay. Okay, these...
Monkey was this close to doing the tricorder.
Oh, sorry.
I can't lower myself.
I can spin it again if you want me to do it. Okay, 0 stars on...
Monkey's like, I was the number 2 event winner, and I've been reduced to this. Hawking tricorder noises on a 2-bit 5-viewer stream in the middle of the week. Damn it, I need my Butis.
Debased to just...
Certainly, you are the command IPSEC of this stream. 0 stars on First Officer Burnham, 0 stars on Emery Erickson, 3 stars on regular Jet Reno.
Well, there's not that many Burnhams in the game, so I'd go for...
Yes. Still a good Voyager, First Officer Burnham. She's held the test of time.
Janet Reno, she has met, right? She's...
No, she's... Psi, isn't she? She's Command Psi something?
I judge.
Jet Reno, she's Ensign.
Janet Reno.
Oh, yeah.
Janet Reno, yes. Cultural figure in Janet Reno.
She's not a good T-skiller. I have her immortalized. I never use her. If there is such a thing as a good two-skiller, there are a few.
Burnham is over 4 years old. She debuted September 25th, 2017. Over 4 years, and she's number 12 Voyager unboosted. So that is like an incredible run. If you could lock in your Voyager to only drop 3 ranks a year, you know, we would bag up the dilithium truck for that one. So she's held up there. Obviously, she gets a lot of events. She has a good base. The resourceful collection, so she's got quite a bit going for her. I think even if the others had 3-4 stars, I think you still take Burnham at this point. She's very good.
Emery's fairly decent. Someone's saying we need more Reno. Walt Koenig saying we need more Reno in season 4. I believe she is going to be in season 4. So I've seen a clip of Reno in the new uniforms. But yeah, Emery Erickson is fairly decent. He came out not that long ago. I believe he's Eng Psi, he's up there somewhere, but he might be falling quite fast. I'm going to vamp
he was the recent campaign crew. So
oh, that's right. Yes.
In the real world, maybe have 4 stars on him. He's number 96 Voyager, and he has that Innovator collection. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot there.
Okay, let's spin it again. Tricorders at the ready, please.
Nanu.
Take me to your leader. 1 star on emotion chip data, 0 stars on Daha Master Kang, 0 stars on 5 of 12. Is it that bad that after nearly 1,200 crew that I can now just tell them all the names on sight? That's terrible. Yes,
passion.
This is... Go on.
It's passion. It's passion.
Passion.
You love your craft.
I should be focusing on my music. I'm doing this instead.
Credit where credit is due, madam. Idol, you're a woman not only of breeding... No, I did that joke last week. I won't do that again.
Yes, I think you were complimenting me at the time. I kind of think it's 5 in this circumstance. He's decent. He's Borg. He's got something else. I believe he is inspiring as well, isn't he?
He's Borg and inspiring.
Yeah.
He's got a number of undercover operatives, saboteur, crafty, desperate, so...
Yeah. Kang is Klingon, obviously, veteran. He's something else.
We're just going to keep listing off collections.
Oh, too right. This is all this game is now, is collections.
In terms of daily use, you have a little bit of Gauntlet for emotion chip data, although we already have his first star there. And then the only one that's really going to voyage for you is 5. So it kind of is collections at this point.
Borg is the harder one, I would say. But
That's tough. If I were advising Mr. Monkey's newer, possibly low-spending players, I think I would just say add the star. Because the other two do have something going for them, but probably not till you get a few stars on them.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll save you crew slots. So.
Kang has a bit of Gauntlet use as well, but nothing up to the, just get Carlos. Kalis, not Carlos. He has a car. Kalis drives a Ford Mondeo. All right, last spin of the night. I'm not going to stop until you do the noise.
Oh, I was on mute.
By the way, folks, chat, I need to know,
So,
is this not the most comfortable looking cardigan you've ever seen in your life?
Really
draped over the shoulders of one
it is.
low-cost monkey.
I can tell you that it is.
I'm somewhat jealous.
It was snowing today here. It's getting cold, so...
Yeah, we had snow. We had snow yesterday.
It was so windy, my avocado plant smashed. And I was very disappointed.
Is that prison lingo? I don't...
The avocado has smashed. Repeat, the avocado has smashed. Okay, 0 stars on Decoy Kira, 2 stars on Erica Hernandez, or 0 stars on Archer and Porthos again.
Oh. Someone wants you to take Archer there. And Kira's in the next event, right?
Here is. Kira's also the road to the scapegoat.
I'm going to butt in here and say that the Bada Bing collection is maybe the best thing that happened this year. And we could use, wink, wink, a few more of those fun collections where you get maybe a big crew at the end or something other than the regular stat boost. I don't know. It's a long road Q Enterprise intro. You got to get through a lot of Command Sec crew to get Scapegoat O'Brien, but it's kind of a fun journey with a fun payoff. So I like Decoy Kira here.
Think I do. Monkey?
I say for the event, if nothing else.
So no love for Hernandez? Did we have this conversation somewhere else, I believe? Okay.
I think Hernandez is a little bit in Enterprise Season 4. So if you get there on your rewatch, you'll probably see her in a few episodes. And she's actually a good character. She's not, like, incompetent. She's not evil. And she's not, like, a nobody. She's got a little bit of bite to her as far as Archer's concerned. So I think she's a good character. And it's a shame she's not a little bit more useful card.
Yeah, Racing Liner said Hernandez deserved a better stat. She did, or at least a third skill at the very least.
I'll drink to that.
Yes, too right. And I think that will do it for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Monkey, Mr. LowCostMonkey, for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure having you and regaling us with your stories of your near finish. But yes, we should get you on.
Crazy.
Yes. We will be back next week with our Docember, where me, Otto, and Marto will be talking about. I think it's Stars joining us if he's well as well.
Yeah, he should be.
Hopefully.
All things Bob Picardo. So
yes.
Grab your toupees and we'll have a good time.
We'll need them. So we'll be back with that next week, and probably we'll have a little chat about various event things. Nothing too much, but we'll talk about the crew. No,
all doc all the time. I'm banning all non-doc things next week.
Ben, can you put
it's
doc
be
in
on
next
topic?
Event, please? And then after that, the week after, this Saturday, we were due to have our Star Trek Adventure stream. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do that because Stars has unfortunately been called back into work. He's not got the time off. So we may have, I just need to do a little rearranging. We may have a next episode of our Build a Klingon series where we'll be creating a Klingon from scratch using for my Klingon campaign, which I am currently working on. So stay tuned for that.
I would like to be a Klingon politician, cultural figure named Schmimpek.
Do right. So have a look on the Discord. I'll keep you updated and just have a chat with the other guys about that. We'll keep you updated on that. So stay tuned for that for this Saturday. And then on the 15th, we will have our award show, our second annual award show, which I'm very excited and preparing a fair few things for that. And that will be the last show of the year before we take a break for the new year. So look forward to all that. And again, thank you again for joining us, LowMonkey. Thank you everyone in chat that's joined us. Thank you, Ben, for joining us this week and giving us the most complicated cipher you've given for a leak. Yeah.
Mr. Monkey, I tell you what, bar none, you have been the best guest this show has ever seen this week. So it was really, it was a pleasure to have you on.
He says that to all the girls.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Lovely. Okay, and as always, we'll see you next time. Ta-ra!
Ta-ra!